mobile, or they able to drive down to Fourth Avenue? You're expecting to get long? And then it comes to pick people up, and then that person's people get arrested over and over and over just on the whole. But it's their own fault, so they don't go back and make the court, they take care of it. And so, I mean, being headed is small, not going to take care of it, it's usually small stuff. So, the people that will do weeks and weeks of jail time, the equivalent over something they could do a day or two if they just want to make it necessary. They wouldn't give you a court date. You went, did you go to that and say, hey, can I have a court date? And they said no.
There's some sort of miscommunication there then.
Yeah. Mind the way to resolve it. Everybody's personal obligations become the most thing. And, yeah, when taking care of cases, take care of this shit first, and then. All right.
All right, thank you. Please be seated. You can be seated. Do we have any interpreter matters? All right, this is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar. For August 28th, 2025, the court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the first of the month will also apply to these hearings. All right, we're going to start with Mr. Corral. Is Johnny Corral in the courtroom?
Yes.
All right, if you come to the podium, please, Mr. Corral. After that, Luis Barragan, will you please go to the chair there just inside the door? You'll be next. Mr. Corral right here. Mr. Barragan, if you'll wait in the chair by the door. Right here, Mr. Corral?
Right here?
Yep, right there, sir. Podium, see the podium? No, right here, sir? Okay, yeah. All right, good morning, sir. May I please have your full name and your date of birth?
Johnny Corral, 11/25/1953.
All right, thank you. Mr. Corral, you have been arrested for one allegation of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. That is a Class 3 felony. There is probable cause for it. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you right now because you do not financially qualify. You have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. Your next court date will be a status conference on September 4th, which is next Thursday at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be September 8th at 8:30. The court address will be on your paperwork. Based on what's been alleged against you, the state has requested a $50,000 secured appearance bond. This court believes that there is a strong weight of evidence alleged against you. However, you do not appear to have been arrested for over 70 years. And so considering that this is your first arrest, bail is set in your case at $25,000. It is secured. That means you can use a bail bondsman. If you post that bail, then you're going to go on an electronic ankle monitor under the supervision of pretrial services. That is to ensure that you don't violate the release conditions to stay away from the alleged victim, who is your wife, and to live somewhere else while the case is pending. You have to stay somewhere else. You can't live where she lives. You can do a civil standby with law enforcement to collect belongings like medicine, ID, keys, clothes. But then you have to go and stay somewhere else. It looks like perhaps you can...
Well, she doesn't live with me.
Let me see what the Form 4 says.
And they said I had a gun?
Correct. The police allege that you and your wife do live together. They do allege that. So, and on these facts, the facts appear to be consistent with her also living there. So you would have to go stay somewhere else if you do bond out. So,
well, I live at our house. She lives somewhere else.
Where?
She lives at an apartment or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure. We're kind of not together.
You don't know?
No.
Well, the most I'll do, I'll change the language to say you can't live where she lives, but if pretrial services determines that she's living there, you are going to have to stay somewhere else.
Okay.
So if she would disagree that she doesn't live there, you're going to end up having to move somewhere else.
Oh, I'll move, but she doesn't live there.
I'm going to put a note in here as well that you stated that to the court.
Does it say there where I had a gun? Where did I have a gun?
Where? It alleges that it was inside the house.
Well, yeah, I have a gun in the house.
All right. And you should, hold on one second now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it'll say, you may not live where the alleged victim lives. If you have a common residence with her, you must find an alternative residence and provide proof to pretrial services within 24 hours after release. All right, and certainly the court recommends that you hire a lawyer. I can't appoint one for you because you have too many assets, but you should hire a lawyer. You are accused of a very serious offense, and it's one that could carry a significant prison sentence if you were convicted. So the court would certainly urge anyone charged with this type of offense to hire a lawyer. But I'm not appointing you one today because you simply don't, you very much don't financially qualify. All right, so we're going to get everything onto your paperwork. You hire a lawyer, and they'll help you understand all of that. You will get police reports, either through your lawyer or directly from the state if you are representing yourself. All right, and your court date is next week. Don't miss your court dates. Don't violate your release conditions. Everything I just told you is on that paperwork. If you step out to your left, you can go sit back there, and they'll take you out in a few minutes. Thank you. All right, Mr. Barragan.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Luis Arturo Barragán Cárdenas, February 25th, 1993.
Okay, thanks. And then Belém Chavira, you'll be next if you go to the chair, please. All right, Mr. Barragan, you're here on a new case and a probation warrant. In the new case, you were arrested on allegations of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. It's a Class 4 felony, and possession of dangerous drugs, also a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case and in your probation case. You are on probation for a Class 3 felony, and there was already a warrant out for your arrest. It alleges that you violated terms 2 and 12 that appear to be the new case you were booked in for. The term 2 allegation is possession of a firearm on or about August 20th. Term 12, the violation alleged is possession of an illegal drug, methamphetamine, on August 20th. And that's literally what your new case is. So I believe that this warrant already alleges the term 1 case. So, but you can talk to your lawyer about that. You will get a copy of everything and discovery through your lawyer. Your next court date is the same for both cases. It is September 4th at 8:30 in the morning, which is 1 week from today, with the preliminary hearing September 8th at 8:30. The court address will be on your paperwork. In each of these 2 cases, your bond is $5,000 secured for $10,000 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions and call your PO within 72 hours of release. I don't think you're on intensive probation. If you're on intensive probation, it's 24 hours. But if you're not, it's 72. All right, if you step to your left, you pick that with you. Thank you. Ms. Chavira? And then Dejanay Mitchell, will you please go to the chair? Good morning, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Good morning, Belém Chavira, 5/1987.
Okay, thanks. You're on 3 matters. One is a grand jury warrant. One is a warrant stemming from a direct complaint. One is a probation warrant. I'll just take those in order. In number 23 on the calendar, you have been indicted by a grand jury on charges of fraudulent schemes, a Class 2 felony, and trafficking in stolen property in the 2nd degree, a Class 3 felony. The offense dates listed in the warrant range from August 26th of 2024 to October 5th of 2024. It looks like this indictment was handed down back in February. In number 24 on the calendar, you've been charged in a criminal complaint with possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, possessing drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony, and fraudulent use of a credit card as a Class 1 misdemeanor. The alleged offense date for this case is September 23rd of 2023. Finally, you're here on a probation warrant. You're on felony probation, and back on November 30th of 2023, there was a petition to revoke your probation filed. It alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of that petition from your lawyer. Your next court date is the same for all 3 cases. It is September 4th, 8:30 in the morning. That's in the Downtown Superior Court, 1 week from today. Your preliminary hearing in the direct complaint case, that's the drug case. That one you need a preliminary hearing, and that's going to be September 8th at 8:30 in the morning. In the grand jury case, probable cause was found by the grand jury after they heard evidence. So you do not get a preliminary hearing, and the hearing that you're going to on the 4th will be an arraignment hearing, because it's a procedural difference. You can ask your lawyer questions about it if you are interested, but that's why you're getting arraigned in the grand jury case, but in the case that was charged by a criminal complaint, you are entitled to a preliminary hearing. So everything's on your paperwork, all of those court dates. Well, there's only 2. Take that with you. Your bond in each of the 2 newly charged cases is $5,000 secured. In the probation case, in the new case and the probation case, it's $5,000 secured. The grand jury case, the fraud schemes. In the drug case, it's $2,500 secured. So that is $12,500 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. I did give very sincere thought to holding you without bail in your probation case. I did. But on these types of charges, I'm not prepared to say that I'm fairly positive you'll be revoked to prison. If you go into the wind, if you bond out and you go into the wind,
I won't be going in the
virtual
wind.
guarantee we will hold you without bail in that probation case the next time we find you.
I definitely
So,
will not do that.
Everything's on your paperwork. No contact with any alleged victims in the fraudulent schemes case.
Okay.
So if you'll step to your left, you can just take that paperwork with you.
You said what was the total bond?
$12,500. Ms. Mitchell, is your name Mitchell? Then Christina Ratio, will you go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Janine Mitchell, 092906.
All right, thank you. You're here on a probation warrant. You are on probation for 3 felonies in 1 case. It is armed robbery, aggravated assault, and with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, and aggravated assault by a simulated deadly weapon. The petition that was filed on August 4th of this year alleges that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, 7, and 15 of your intensive probation.
What does that mean?
It means they're accusing you of violating your probation in a bunch of ways. You'll get a copy of the petition from your lawyer, you'll get some discovery, and you and your lawyer can go over that. You are entitled to have a contested hearing, basically a bench trial in front of the probation judge. If you want to contest that you violated probation, right now they are accusing you of violating probation. So you get a lawyer, because if you are found to have violated probation, you could be sent to prison on 1 or more of those charges, those convictions, sorry. So your lawyer can explain all of this to you at your next hearing. That's going to be September 4th at 8:30 in the morning,
So,
which is 1 week from today. What's your question?
Miss, they said I violated, but I was at the house when they picked me up.
Yes. There's not a connection between where you are versus what you're accused of having failed to do in probation.
Failed to do, but they're not saying what I failed to do, Miss.
They did. It was in the petition. Hang on a second. I will say some of these things to you. I am not here to determine whether you did it. That's the bench trial in front of the probation judge. So I'm not inviting you to argue about whether you did this.
I'm not.
These are essentially your charges, but it's not new charges. It is accusations in probation court. So they accuse you of failing to report on April 24th and May 22nd. They've attempted to locate you by calling family members, and doing a field visit to the house. You failed to actively participate and cooperate in substance abuse counseling or assistance at Taros, and you did not provide unrestricted access to your residence. You did not receive prior approval before changing residence, and you did not reside in a residence approved by the Adult Probation Department, whereabouts unknown since July 15th. You failed to submit to drug testing on May 8th and May 16th, and you did not remain at your place of residence when directed to do so, and did not submit a written intensive probation schedule. That's what they're accusing you of. Again, I am not here to determine whether you did those things. So, bond is set in your case at $5,000. It is secured. If you bond out, you must comply with all of your written conditions. Do not miss your court dates, and when you get out, call your PO within 24 hours. I may have put 72 just reflexively, but I did put 72. You're on intensive probation. So, same phone number, and where my order says 72, your terms of probation require 24. So if you bond out within 24 hours of hitting the street, you must call your PO, because you're on probation even when you're in a revocation proceeding.
So this is what they have to pay, $5,000.
Right, and you can use a bail bondsman. You can to potentially bond out for less. You can call the bail bondsman from back in the tank. All right, if you take that paperwork with you, you can step out to your left. All right, Ms. Riccio, Christina Riccio, and then Rodney Davis, will you go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Christina Riccio, 1981.
All right, thanks. You're here on a bench warrant for failing to appear at a status conference in a case in which you've been charged with unlawful use of a means of transportation. It's a Class 5 felony. This warrant was issued February 13th of 2024. You already have a lawyer in the case. Your next court date is going to be a status conference on September 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That is this Thursday in the downtown Superior Court. Your bond is $2,500. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions. I need to reissue this one. I'm sorry, I forgot to check the victim contact button. This is a victim case, so don't go to the scene of the alleged crime. No contact with any alleged victim or co-defendant. We're just going to get that reprinted so it has the no victim contact orders on it, and then we'll send it out to you, okay? If you got the seat. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Davis, Rodney Davis, and then Matthew Sanchez. Will you go to the chair now? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Rodney Davis, 8895.
Thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for aggravated driving under the influence of drugs with a suspended license, which is a Class 4 felony, and with one or more children under the age of 15 in the car. That's a Class 6 felony. They booked you on 4 allegations of the one with children in the car. Apparently, and a lot of cops do this, thinking that it is 1 charge per child. That's not how the law works. It's 1 charge per type of DUI alleged. The number of children is not actually relevant to the number of charges. So you can talk to your lawyer about that. So in this case, they have made probable cause for driving while impaired to the slightest degree by drugs or alcohol, and driving while under the influence of drugs. So the court finds probable cause for purposes of this hearing only on 2 of the allegations of driving under the influence with a passenger under the age of 15 in the car. Those, again, are Class 6 felonies. Not for the other 2 allegations, because, as I said, it does appear the police were thinking it was 1 allegation per child. So I'll let you talk to your lawyer about that. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, and a preliminary hearing will be September 8th at 8:30 in the same court. Now, in this case, your bond is $2,500. It is secured. You are ordered not to drive any motor vehicle at any time. Current MBD records show you lack the legal authority to drive. Also, the court believes that you are likely endangering your children and the community if you are driving while apparently addicted to a dangerous substance. No contact with the witness. That's the person who reported it. No contact with the officers who arrested you. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. And again, repeating, I can't make it clear enough, do not drive any motor vehicle at any time for any reason without a further court order in this case. You already face a 4-month mandatory minimum in the Department of Corrections for the Class 4 felony. Don't make that worse by picking up a new charge while the case is pending. Everything's on your paperwork. If you step out to your left, you can just take that with you.
Wait, so you said I'm going to go to prison?
No, well, if you're convicted of a Class 4, you're not convicted, you're accused. But if you are convicted of Class 4 ag DUI, which is aggravated DUI while your license is suspended, there is a mandatory minimum. You can't even get probation until you've done 120 days in the Department of Corrections. It is a special kind of punishment that the legislature has set out for aggravated DUI. You cannot get probation until you're done doing 120 days in an orange jumpsuit at the state penitentiary. No judge can give you less if you are convicted of a Class 4. You are not convicted, you are accused.
So
talk to your lawyer.
Is there any way to get a lower bond?
Yeah, talk to your lawyer about a motion to modify. This court believes what you are accused of is very dangerous and could very easily have resulted in the deaths of all of your children.
The thing is, ma'am, I was coming back from school, and my mom and my sister brought my sister's kids to pick me up from school.
That's not what the allegations are very different than
yeah,
that.
But the thing was they brought
Mr. Davis.
None
of what you're telling me.
They live with me, and I'm not going to be able to have a place if I get out on September 4th. That's the only thing. I'm just trying to, because my sister and my mom lost their apartment, so they all came to stay with me. And I just, I've been doing okay since being off probation, but,
I know, you got off probation in February, and right now, there is a strong weight of evidence suggesting you were smoking fentanyl while driving with
But
four little children in the car.
there was
And
nothing
the court is very
found or
concerned
anything.
that you are a danger to the community and a high danger of new crimes because it appears you are still addicted to drugs. I saw that you earned a misdemeanor and got off probation in February. This arrest and his allegations don't strongly indicate that probation helped you.
Is there like papers for bail bondsmen?
Yeah, they've got numbers in the back. You can call back there. They do collect calls from the jail.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Mr. Sanchez? And then Andrew Mendeville, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth?
My full name is Matthew Ray Sanchez, Your Honor. My date of birth is 11/19/1975.
All right, thanks. You're here on 2 probation warrants. You're on probation in 2 different felony cases. Petitions to revoke your probation were filed on August 4th of 2021. Those petitions allege that you violated terms 6 and 7. You'll get copies of those from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing in the downtown probation court 1 week from today, which is September 4th at 8:30 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork, and your bond in each of the 2 cases is $2,000 secured. That is $4,000 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, contact the probation department within 72 hours of any release. The number is on your paperwork. He's got that for you.
Okay, Your Honor, I have a question. Will I be released today?
If you post a total of $4,000 to guarantee you will not do this again.
Right. Right now I can't afford the bond. I've been, like, when I was on the streets, I was on meth, and I was a real bad drug user. I did jump from probation, you know what I mean, not going and stuff. If there's any possible way.
There's not, sir. It's been 4 years, 4 full years, 4
Yes.
years. And you walked away almost immediately from felony probation in 2 cases. So this court declines that you could be revoked to prison in these cases. You don't get to run around and potentially do this again unless you put up the bail. So talk to your lawyer about this next week. If you take your paperwork there, you step out to your left. Mr. Mendeville, then Gabriel McDermott, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Andrew David Mendeville, 8/11/89.
All right, thanks. You're here on a probation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 4 felony. There was a petition to revoke your probation filed November 20th of 2024. It alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation, and that was filed in your 3 cases. I'm sorry, you have 3 probation cases. That same petition was filed, same date in all 3 cases. You also are here on a new case. In the new case, the allegation is burglary in the 2nd degree as a Class 3 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. You're going to have the same next court date for all 4 of your cases. It is September 4th at 8:30 in the morning in the Downtown Superior Court. It's a status conference in the new case and a revocation arraignment in the probation cases. Then you'll have a preliminary hearing in the new case only September 8th at 8:30 in the morning. Everything you need to know for that will be on your paperwork. In the Class 4 felony probation case, your bond is $1,000 secured. In each of the other 2 cases, it is $500 secured. Finally, in the new case, it is $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. I believe that is $2,050 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, and call the probation department within 72 hours. You take your paperwork, you can step out to your left. Mr. McDermott? And then Melissa Long, will you go to the chair, please? Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Gabriel David McDermott, March 31st, 2001.
All right, thank you. You're here on a probation warrant in your Class 6 felony probation case. There was an 11th petition to revoke filed in your case on July 29th of this year. It alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of that from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be September 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That is 1 week from today in the downtown probation court. That will be a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing. The address is on your paperwork. Your bond is again, in this case, $1,000. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. If you step to your left, the officer will have your paperwork.
There you go. Take pictures.
Ms. Long? And then Joseph Elliott, will you go to the chair, please? Good morning, ma'am. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Melissa Long, 12/10/86.
All right, thanks. You're here on 2 probation matters and a new arrest. In the new arrest, you are accused of burglary in the second degree, a Class 3 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be a status conference Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing September 8th at 8:30. You're also here on 2 probation warrants. You are in warrant status in 2 felony probation cases. Petitions to revoke your probation were filed June 13th of this year, alleging that you violated terms 3, 4, and 5. You'll get copies of those petitions from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. In each of your probation cases, your bond is $1,000 secured. In your new case, it is $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. That is $2,050 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions and call your PO within 72 hours of release. You step to your left, the officer has your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Elliott, and then Frank Rodriguez. Will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Joseph Louis Elliott, 6/10/87.
Thank you. You are here on 2 probation violation warrants. You're on felony probation in 2 separate cases, and warrants were issued for your arrest on August 6th of this year after petitions to revoke were filed accusing you of violating terms 3 and 5. You will get copies of those petitions from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing this coming Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. That'll be a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. Your bond in each case is $500 secured for $1,000 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. You've got your paperwork for you. Thank you, officer.
Thank you, Tim.
Mr. Rodriguez, and then Ryan Wilson, will you go to the chair, please? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Rodriguez, 21466.
66?
Yeah.
All right, thanks. You're here on an arrest warrant for a newly filed case. It actually dates back to earlier this year, but this is the first time you've seen a judge on it. You've been charged in a criminal complaint with possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. And the alleged offense date is back on January 22nd of this year. This comes from the Glendale Police Department. You'll get a copy of those charges and police reports from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date in this case will be a status conference, Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing September 8th at 8:30. And you're also here on a probation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 4 felony. Back on July 4th of this year, there was a petition to revoke your probation filed. It alleges that you violated Term 3, which is failing to report within 72 hours after you got out of jail last time. So you have to go to probation court for that. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Same next court date, it's this Thursday, September 4th at 8:30. It'll be a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. Your bond in each case is $500 secured for $1,000 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, and call your PO within 72 hours. The number is on your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Wilson, Ryan Wilson, and then Stanley Kaplan, will you please go to the chair? Podium right there, sir. Podium. Thank you. May I please have your full name and your date of birth?
Ryan Keith Wilson, 12/27/04.
All right, thank you. You're here on one new case and a probation hold. In your new case, you were arrested for second-degree burglary, which is a Class 3 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. You are on probation for a Class 6 felony, and the probation department has notified the court they will be filing a petition to revoke in your case based on this new arrest and likely several other things based on what I've read in the notes for your case. So you'll get a formal petition through your lawyer at your next court date in probation court. You have the same next court date for both cases. It's this Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning, with the preliminary hearing September 8th at 8:30. In the probation case, your bond is $500 secured. In the new case, it's $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody, because if you hadn't been on probation, we probably would have released you in the new case, but you need some bond in place to ensure you get credit for time in custody. So your total bond is $550. If you bond out and have all of your conditions, call your PO within 72 hours. If you step to your left, take that with you. Thank you. Mr. Kaplan, and then Adela Velasquez. Will you please come to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Stanley Capone, 10/24/1991.
Thank you, Mr. Capron. You are here on 3 bench warrants for failing to appear at 2 different hearings. In number 27 on the calendar, that's the 2025 case. The failure to appear was on August 21st of this year. It was a status conference, and so we're going to reschedule that for September 4th at 8:30 in the morning, which is this Thursday, with a preliminary hearing September 8th at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court. In each of your probation cases, it was a revocation arraignment hearing on August 22nd that you missed. We're going to reschedule that as well for September 4th, 8:30 in the morning. All of that will be on your paperwork. This court is aware of the motions to quash that were filed in your cases. None of those warrants was quashed. Based on the totality of the circumstances in your case, this court believes bond is necessary. So $250 secured per case. That is $750 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions, and call your PO within 72 hours. If you take your paperwork with you, you can step out to your left. Velasquez, and then Wynn Henderson, we go to the chair, please. 30, sure. Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth?
Guadalupe Velasquez, 5/26/1998.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a probation warrant in your Class 6 felony probation case. On February 5th of this year, there was a petition to revoke your probation filed, and a warrant was issued for your arrest. The petition alleges that you violated terms 3, 4, and 5. You'll get a copy of it from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing this Thursday, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. That address is on your paperwork. Your bond is $250. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, and call your PO within 72 hours. The number is going to be on your paperwork. We're just getting that printed up. We're going to send it out to you. If you please go have a seat.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Henderson, and then Alexandria Webster, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Wynn Maverick Henderson, 12/11/1988.
All right, thank you. You're on a new case. You were arrested on the following allegations. 2 allegations. There's trafficking in stolen property in the first degree. Those are Class 2 felonies. 2 allegations, well, a total of 4 allegations of forgery, but it's alleged 2 different ways. One is possession, 2 counts for possessing a forged instrument, 2 counts of offering a forged instrument. Those are all Class 4s. 2 counts of organized retail theft of merchandise. That's a class, each of those is a Class 4 felony. 2 allegations of criminal simulation that are Class 6 felonies. There is probable cause for all of those. They also booked you on an allegation of possessing dangerous drugs and drug paraphernalia, but they did not provide much information at all to support the allegation that what you had was methamphetamine. So for purposes of this hearing only, the court does not find probable cause on the drug and drug paraphernalia allegations. It does not mean they're dismissed, though. You can talk to your lawyer about how that works. It just means I'm disregarding them when I'm setting release conditions. I'm not setting release conditions. Everything's going to be on your paper. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your court date will be a status conference September 11th, which is 2 weeks from today, 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing September 15th at 8:30. That'll be in the downtown Superior Court. Now, the state recommended a $15,000 bond for you. I know why, and it is because the Maricopa County Attorney's Office is very aggressively prosecuting organized retail theft. I certainly encourage you to Google it so that you take this seriously. They are putting people in prison every day for this. I looked at your history, though. You are not without history. But you have one prior. You got your federal prior that was back in 2019. I'm not seeing a revocation in the federal case on your supervised release. I'm going to assume you completed it. Texas 2019, falsification of a drug test. Looks like it didn't turn into anything. And the 2019 looks like cocaine distribution was the underlying case. So that's about it. So, and the police allege that the total amount stolen, et cetera, in this case was about $200. So I'm going to release you to pretrial services. This is what I would call, conviction-wise, this is the beginning of your career, if you are foolish enough to do this type of offense. If you even did this, you are presumed innocent. But it is a property crime. They appear to have a very strong weight of evidence against you, including high-definition video, though. So talk to your lawyer about all of this because, and I am literally telling you this to scare you into complying with release conditions. They accuse you of 2 separate incidents. That may subject you to what they call multiple offense sentencing, which means if you go to trial and lose, which you're a long way from, if you go to trial and lose on both of these, the first one is probation eligible, the second offense is prison mandatory. And so I want you to be scared. For $200, you actually face real exposure to prison time already for $200. So if you don't have the sense to fly right while the case is pending, if you pick up a new charge, God forbid it's the same kind of case, please Google Maricopa County Attorney's Office organized retail theft. To say that they're aggressively prosecuting it is an understatement.
Yes, ma'am.
They are putting people in prison. And people will say, oh, they really put me in prison over $200? Yes, they will. And so, like I said, you're presumed innocent. I'm releasing you. I understand why the state is asking for a $15,000 bail. On your criminal history record, plus what you're accused of doing, I'm going to let you prove whether you will or won't come to court because, frankly, attempts at counterfeiting don't generally reflect intelligent people. But if this warning isn't enough to get you to fly right, get you to show up, get you to talk to your lawyer, I can't help you. It's about the only warning you're going to get.
Yes,
especially if you come in on a new one, you'll get held without bail because you're out on release in a felony and you pick up a new felony. Really hard to fight your case when you're held without bail.
Right, yes, ma'am.
Mr. Henderson, I also prohibit you from going to any Home Depot store while the case is pending. I strongly suspect they trespassed you nationwide. I don't really care. People who do this type of offense repetitively, they like to victimize the same retailers because they get used to their procedures. They're comfortable at that retailer. And I believe it is very much in the community's best interest to just prohibit you from going to any of their stores.
Yes, ma'am.
So everything's on your paperwork. Take it seriously. Don't miss your court dates. Call into pretrial. The instructions are in the envelope. You do it after you get out.
Okay.
So if you step to your left, you'll be all done.
Thank you.
And you know what? Your prior was 2019. Okay.
Yes.
I have to talk to your lawyer. It may not. I was going to say that prior might kick you out of probation eligibility on the first offense as well. But frankly, that's a pretty factor of a question. So talk to your lawyer about that.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. All right, Ms. Webster. Hi, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Alexandria Webster, 5/1899.
Okay, thank you. You are here on a new case. You got booked in for possessing narcotic drugs. It's a Class 4 felony. I am appointing a lawyer for you, and I'm giving you 2 court dates. The first one's a status conference, September 11th, which is in 2 weeks, 8:30 in the morning. Preliminary hearing, September 15th at 8:30. I'm also ordering that you be released in this case because I did not find probable cause for the drug type. The police did not provide enough information to support their allegation that what you had was fentanyl. And so they have to meet a legal standard. I don't personally doubt that it was, but they have to meet a legal standard, and they didn't. So you're entitled to be released, but the case is not dismissed. And frankly, with your lack of criminal history, or relatively, I probably would have released you anyway. But no release conditions at all, just come to court. I gave you a lawyer and a court date because the county attorney can still go forward on this charge. So show up. I gave you a phone number maybe 3 or 4 days before the court hearing. You might want to call that number and just confirm that you still have a court date because sometimes they wait for lab results before they go forward and you wouldn't want to waste a trip to court. So that's why there's a phone number on your paperwork. Did you get dressed out because they didn't like your clothes, or are you stuck in on a different case?
No, I got dressed up because they didn't like the clothes.
Okay, fine. Okay, then as long as you don't have any other holds, you should be out in a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then just don't lose that paperwork. Either call the number a few days. Sorry?
City court.
You do have city court at 4? Okay.
Today?
Yeah, so apparently you're here on the City of Phoenix case too, so don't lose my paperwork. You gotta keep track of that because whatever happens in the city, whether they let you out or not, on September 11th at 8:30, if you're not there and the county attorney did decide to go forward, there will be a warrant issued for your arrest. All right, so just don't lose that paperwork, okay? But you're released in this case. I can't help you with the city. That's a different court.
Thanks so much, Your Honor.
All right, good luck. Okay, so officer, I've got 2 house calls listed today, one for Eric Roybal, one for Isaiah Brown. Has each of them been isolated by the sheriff's office from general population as a potential risk to themselves or others?
That is correct.
All right, I do have an affirmative answer from the sheriff's office, so I will conduct those initial appearances in-house, in person with each of them. And I will advise Eric Roybal, born 7/24/90, that he got arrested for narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I did not find probable cause for these, which I will attempt to explain to him, but I'm going to let him know they are not dismissed and he must go to court. I am appointing a lawyer for him. His court dates will be September 11 at 8:30 for a status conference, September 15 at 8:30 for a preliminary hearing in the downtown Superior Court, and I have also clicked the box telling him to call his PO within 72 hours because that will cause the number to print on his paperwork, and he is on felony probation. All right, Mr. Isaiah Brown, born 11/11 of 98, is here on a new case, and he got arrested for third-degree burglary and identity theft as Class 4 felonies. 2 allegations of theft by control of a stolen credit card. Those are Class 5 felonies. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for him. His next court date will be a status conference, September 4th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court with a preliminary hearing September 8th at 8:30 in the same court. And I've considered what's been alleged against him, his criminal history, and what the state has alleged regarding his apparent ties or lack of ties to the state of Arizona. And so the court believes that the state's requested bail amount of $50,000 cash is not supported by the totality of the allegations at this moment in time. But the court does believe that a significant cash bail is warranted. So it's the court's intent to set bail in the amount of $15,000 cash only in this case, with orders not to go to the scene of the alleged crimes, no contact with the alleged victim, witness, arresting officers, or with his co-defendant, who the state alleges has already fled the state for Oregon. No weapons, no drugs, not a valid prescription. If anything changes after I see Mr. Roybal or Mr. Brown in-house to conduct these initial appearances, I will update my final written order. My written order will reflect the court's ultimate decision in the case. The court will not be updating this reporting. And with that, we are going to stand in recess until 2 p.m. this afternoon.